All right, we're back today. We're not playing Thrawn, we're playing Iden today. So we're again journeying on the blue-green heroic, blue-green villainy journey for Galactics and working out what to play. So we're going to this time try Iden Data Vault. So it was a deck that I played a lot in set one, a little bit in set two, but switched over to double blue then. And last set went back to it, the green, just for the ramp. And just some of those other green units like the Devastator, Reinforcement Walker, Traitorous. You get the resupply carrier that come in to jump to light speed. So it's a very greedy list, but with Iden's ability to heal, we'll see how it goes. We had a lot of success with Thrawn Data Vault the other night. I have updated the list for anyone that's still got that deck link to it. Added one of the subscribers left a comment saying I should be running the Lothwolf, and he was 100% right because the Lothwolf made that deck a ton better. So, all right, let's see how we go. Iden Data Vault. So this, we go 10 games straight, and we just give the deck a go, and hopefully we can get some wins along the way. All right, so this looks pretty good. We've got a Pershing that Quinlan can't kill first turn. It's always good. We can get rid of the Vigilance. Perilous is decent as well because they often play the Crafty Smuggler. But Entrenched is also good for keeping, them at bay. And because we've got the power, let's try the Entrenched. All right, so we start with Pershing. We'll see what our opponent plays. Hopefully it isn't the X-23 speeder, which it isn't. All right, so we can claim. Oh, he's going to go straight in for the... get rid straight in for that ping. All right, so let's get rid of the Annihilator. It's kind of strange that he would do that. Like, maybe he read that we had a... entrench, but I probably wouldn't have used the entrench there anyway. So we'll play power. We'll just claim here because we can entrench that red 5. Or Merciless Contest, that red 5, I think is even better. So we've got 2 Super Laser Blasts, so we can get rid of one of them. Now the trick against Quinlan, it has a lot of hand hate, so you have to be careful with balancing the cards that you've got in your hand, in the sense that you want to still maintain a certain amount so that you don't get rid of that Super Laser Blast at that top end. Okay, so we do have a pretty big Childson we could play here, which I think I'm happy to play. The question's going to be is, do we keep the Perilous or do we get rid of the Snoke here? Because our top end is pretty big. All right, let's get rid of the Snoke. And let's start with our Childson. We'll probably get done from a Plo Koon, but that's okay. We'll pass because he's going to run a Plo Koon out here and it'll give us a chance to heal. Or he's going to force throw. Let's give him an entrench. Let's make him earn it here. Okay, constructed lightsaber. All right, so we can just claim for that. All right, so we've got a Nebula Ignition. So if we flip an Iden and he plays a Plo Koon, he can run into it. What are our other options here? We can just entrench it. but we're still 2 turns away. So I think Perilous is probably the right move there. All right, let's flip Iden. Probably play a Plo Koon here. Iden is a 6 cost, Plo Koon's a 5, so he can't do the ping. Okay, he hits us with the red 5. All right, we'll take care of that. Now the question is, do we play entrenched here? I don't think we do because we've got the super laser blast. All right, we can get rid of Pershing. He may attack with one of these. He runs in a Plo Koon. We'll take out the red 5 there. And now we can claim. All right, here's where we can blast to get rid of both. We had have kept that Snoke, it would have been a very good play there. All right, now we can heal. We can claim. Typically, the Quinlan has a very hard time getting rid of big ships. So we'll see how he goes with the Avenger. Okay, he'd probably play a blaster or something out on Cassian here. Yeah, we can heal with that. All right, now we can claim. We can Traitorous the Cassian. We need the entrenched anymore. Let's Traitorous that Cassian. Hey Liam, how you going? Let's hit in with the Avenger. So we're playing Iden Data Vault today. So pretty successful with Thrawn Data Vault. I think I've made the deck better as well, but I wanted to see how our luck would go with Iden Data Vault. It's a bit more spell heavy. Hasn't got the little units that Thrawn has, so it is susceptible to a bit of hand tape, but here we are playing a hand hate deck, and we seem to be doing okay. We'll keep the resupply in case he wants to discard our hand. We can hit him with the Avenger. That's what I'm saying. With these big space units, Quinlan has a really hard time dealing with them. All right, we'll just put that on the Avenger. Okay, we'll take that out. So he's kind of stuck because he plays a big unit here. We just claim and hit with the Avenger. Salim says, good thanks. Gross control, huh? Think control is going to be well placed at Galactics. Well, everyone's saying control is going to be really bad at Galactics. I don't share that opinion. It's a matter of which control. Like, Thrawn Data Vault was super good the other night. It's a little weak to space. This one's a bit stronger in the space. But Thrawn Data Vault is a lot better into, you know, the Han 2 and the discards and things like that. But having said that, this was a discard deck here with Quinlan, and we seem to go okay. So yeah, when you least expect it, sometimes you know, the deck comes through and wins like that Boss Blue. This isn't as rough as the Boss Blue in terms of the, you know, the way the deck's shaped, but there are definitely a lot more events in this one here. So our opponent has left. He's had enough of this game. And we start off with a win against a Quinlan Tarkin Town. All right, so yeah, to give you a look at the deck, I'll post it into the chat. I put some early units in terms of Pershing and Inferno 4s, and then you got the double ramp of Technician, resupply, and then a resupply carrier later. And then Traitorous is pretty important in this deck as well. And then you've just got the stability that we have in the Thrawn of the Thrawn. We had 2/2/2. This one we've got 3/2/2, and then 2 Snokes, 2 Reinforcement Walkers. So I've been playing it for a couple of weeks. I think my stats might be on here. Yeah, the stats are here. So you can see 94-18, 83% win rate, nearly 84. And then, yeah, you scroll down here and see what we lose to. So Han Solo, I'm 8-5, which is not too bad, but the Han Green is definitely the harder matchup of the two. The Green Heroic that can play Kylo Ren and, you know, Ewing and that type of stuff is the hardest. And what's weird is that we've lost two times to an Avar. So, but yeah, like Mother Talzin 9-1, Cad Bane 8-0. It's a great deck against Cad Bane. So it's interesting keeping these stats. The other deck I've been playing is the Thrawn Data Vault. So the Thrawn Data Vault is here. And if you look at this one here, I'm 56-10 on that one. And then if you look down to see what we've lost against, it's Kazuda. I've lost twice. Weak against space decks, this one here. Vader, Squadron Leader, 0-1. But it's very good against Han Solo. So if you expect a heavy Han Solo meta, that Thrawn Data Vault deck is really strong against it. 8-1. So if you're locals, looks like Han everywhere, try giving Thrawn a go. I've refined the deck a little bit more, and I'll probably stream it again very soon. So let's jump in with another Iden match. I don't know if people play Hearthstone or used to play Hearthstone, just following along with all the drama that's going on in that game. I used to play a long time ago, and I left maybe about 3 years. So I played from like 2012 to about 2021, and yeah, I had a really good time playing it. It's just the power creep got out of hand, and I think that's where they're at the moment. So here we can get rid of Childson. So we're going to go Pershing into Merciless, at least one of them. And we've also got the ramp. So let's get rid of one Merciless. So yeah, Hearthstone drama, like people are leaving. The big drama is that they've had a pet. And the only way to get the pet is via sort of gacha mechanics. We're not playing yellow, so we can get rid of the Perilous. And I think they worked it out. It's like $158 or US or something like that to unlock the pet that everyone wants and kids in that want. But they put it behind a gambling mechanic, and yeah, people are not happy. And yeah, I used to. So, and this is why you keep. This is why you keep either Entrenched or Merciless. I think I'm just going to Merciless this one. So we drew a card, and we're able to dispatch that unit. Yeah, so they put it behind gacha mechanics, and yeah, there's a big backlash. There's a big backlash against is it Marvel Snap and that as well. Just the monetization of some of the online ones are just out of control. In that, but when I had my kids are older now, but for about 15 years and that there. I didn't really play card games in person. I could only really play online ones. So that's where I learned a lot just playing Hearthstone in that end. At one stage, for 1 month, I was ranked #1 in the world for Hearthstone. And to show you, Servitor Hearthstone. Servitor was my login, my username. So yeah, 20th of December 2013. That's me right at the top there. Of December 19, 2013, I was rank 1 in Legend, and that. So you used to get through to Legend, and then they would rank them from there, and you would change as you won or lost. Okay, so our opponent played this one here. I actually like just takedown on this one because we can go resupply into Entrenched next turn. Yeah, so Liam said those mechanics are kind of fine as long as that's obvious design. They were not, yeah, they were not the design at the start. It was just buy packs and just play, play normal. So the good thing about Hearthstone though was it always had it had interesting card design in the sense that we're going to hit by Vader here, aren't we? Let's play the Inferno. All right, the Super Laser Blast is good. And the takedown is also good because we can take down something and then let's keep both on top. We can take down and then also power. Let's pass. Or do we need a power? We probably don't actually because... Okay, Victor 3. I don't know if I would have played it like that. Yeah, so it wasn't part, you just bought your packs and that. But the thing about Hearthstone, in the sense that you can't do in a paper game like Star Wars Unlimited, you had like random things happen and it would all calculate it and that for you, which I thought was super cool design. All right, we can claim after that. So Liam says, much as he loves Gar, don't think Gar Green has the speed or staying power to beat hard control. No. It has to win early. And yeah, I don't think I can get rid of one Avenger. Because we can just blast here. It will have the ECL with the Vader. But as long as we don't play anything on the ground, that he can obviously get in quickly and hit the space as well, we're okay. Okay, we can heal from that. We'll see what he plays here. We can deploy Iden. Yes, he's trying to bait us into this, so we will go for it. All right, so we've got some decent cards now. Yeah, so Hearthstone could have a whole bunch of random stuff. So like if you had like a when defeated and the when defeated was... All right, let's just play the Avenger here. The when defeated was pop out a random 2-drop unit. It could look through the entire pool and just calculate it. You can't do that in a paper game as well. So it was pretty fun game. I can remember Yogg Saran, which was this like big god type thing, and you would get to like 10 mana and you would just you just play him and then you would like cast like 10 random spells and just sometimes bad things happen, sometimes good things happen. Sometimes it wiped your whole board, but it was always like super funny, and as long as you didn't take it too seriously, it was a good time. All right, so we start off with 2 wins. The Gar we took out as well. So let's grab not that one, the Iden one. Let's grab the link and go again. So we haven't really been stressed yet. We've had a Quinlan and a Gar, and you can expect to see both of them at Galactics. Ahsoka, probably not. Having said that, it'll probably beat us. All right, so we've got Merciless, we've got Childson into Vanquish. Okay, we can get rid of that one, and let's get rid of the Vigilance. Yeah, so random mechanics. I mean, they tried it in Star Wars Unlimited with the ridiculous design of Jar Jar. That was... So we'll just pass, sort of psych him out a little bit here. Okay, so he got the initiative. We're okay with that. Jar Jar, the one where it's like attacks a random minion or base, and it's like, okay, but how do you calculate that? And yeah, I don't think that's a good design for Star Wars, because it's like, if you've got 5 things, what do? You get like a dice How do you calculate it? All right, so he just quit on that one. After one merciless contest, he quit. One thing I've been looking at here, I was looking at the stats and all that of like Iden here, but you've also got in SWU stats, you've got deck stats, and you can look at and see, okay, what are the most popular decks? Like almost 3,000 plays of Han 2 Blue, the Force version, and then interestingly enough, Towson is second. And then you can see a lot of people practicing CAD and Quinlan as well, and even Han Green. And then down at 6, you can see Vader as well. So expect to see some Vader. Iden, I've probably played at least 100 of those, 120. And you can see the win rate, 72%. I think that's the highest win rate in all of the ones up there so far. Yeah. And then I've been playing Thrawn. And when Thrawn had about 50 plays on it, before I picked it up the other night, and then I put in at least another 60, 70. And it's here, 69.5% now. So we've pushed that win rate up as well. All right, so let's go back and jump into another game. So Liam says, I heard something about the new Ray unit needing a clarification on her ability because of something to do with not needing to say you drew it immediately. Do you have an idea? Yes. So the thing with the Ray unit, and I didn't watch Bobby's video yet, but what you have to do when you draw it with Yoda, it says only when you draw it, so you can't just put it back. You can't do 2 damage and then put it back on top of your deck. You have to reveal it, show it. You're probably best to like face it the other way around in your hand, and then show that you put a different card on the top. And that's the ruling about it, is that it's only when you draw it. You can't just pick it up with Yoda and then put it back on top after you've done 2 damage. All right, Perilous. Okay, I think we can get rid of Avenger here. We've got 3. And we can get rid of a Perilous. All right, let's play Inferno 4 out. Yeah, we can go with the Charleston here. All right, let's claim. Ugh, Pershing. Are we worried about Pershing? Probably not. Let's get rid of that one. Play our own Pershing out. On City's base for 2. And we'll claim. So yeah, that's the trick with Ray. I think it's the only issue is with Yoda because of his like draw mechanic basically. We can get rid of one Charleston. All right, let's draw. So Liam said that's an odd one. Yoda's ability specifically says to draw a card, though, so I'm not sure why it matters. Yeah, it's. I think in the Ray unit it says reveal a card from draw a card and then reveal it from your hand, and that's the part that's the tricky part on it. All right, let's show our cards. Yeah, so if we look up the Ray unit here, I think it's the part where it says you may reveal this card from your hand. So it has to go and stay in your hand for it to count. And I think that's the ruling part about it. All right, so resupply is good. All right, let's get rid of takedown. All right, let's get rid of his Pershing now. All right, we'll resupply as well. All right, we'll claim. We'll kill his Pershing. Get rid of the Traitorous. He doesn't really have many small units. There's no point Traitorsing it because we'll get done by the duplicate rule. Imagine he might drop Vader or something out here. He's already drawn, what, 5 cards more than us as well? All right, let's draw with Pershing. We've got many ways to kill the Kylo unit as long as he doesn't play the yellow card where you can't defeat it. We shouldn't be worried too much about it. Kind of wish I'd kept the Traitorous now, but we can no glory that one and take a ramp for ourselves. Now, what sleeves should I take to Galactics? That's the big question. I've been waiting at my local game store for the Grogu sleeves that I ordered to come in. They haven't come in yet, so I wanted those ones. I've got the Akbar ones at the moment. That's what I use for drafting, and then I've got obviously Ray sleeves for my Ray deck. Okay, let's just draw here. I'm trying to get our vigilances online. He's base for 2. He's just going to play a monster unit at some point. We can put the Technician away. He's going to have Vaders, and he's going to have the monster Kylo Ren. Salim says, so it's like a sequencing thing. You have to fully complete Yoda's draw and replace. Yes, that's right. Yeah, and I thought it was fine just to put it back on top, but apparently it's not. So that's unfortunate that it works like that. So let's keep that on top, put that on bottom. We'll just merciless contest that one. And we can just drop out our Pershing. So you spend a couple of cards to do that. We've spent not many. I want to keep the entrench just in case I cannot remove Kylo. At least I can entrench it. So I think I'm going to keep all of those cards. So yeah, everyone's saying that control might not go well at Galactics. I think a blue-green villainy will do pretty well into a lot of things. But again, it just depends on your matchups. Like, you turn up one day, you go 50% win rate. You turn up another one, you go undefeated. It's, yeah, just the way it is. Defeat and discard 6 cards. We'll have a look in his hand. What he's got. He does have snapshot. Okay, that's fine. Okay, he's going to resupply as well. Let's accelerate his plans. We'll deploy Iden. We've got Pershing there that protects us. Yeah, we can take out his Sentinel there. Liam says, take 2 slats of sleeves just in case. Yeah, I'll be taking a couple. There'll be also vendors and that there as well. So one thing that I am having an issue with is that my deck is like 98% or something non-foil, but because I collect the master set, now master set is 1 of each card, so 1 normal, 1 foil, 1 hyper, 1 hyper foil. It means that certain cards, let's say like Luke Skywalker, I've got a normal, a foil, a hyper, and a hyper foil. So for me to play 3, I have to play at least 1 foils. And yeah, some people complain about foils or whatever, or think they're marked and that. So I trying to make my deck. I'll have to borrow some cards to make my deck completely non-foil. It won't matter for side events, but for the main event, I don't want to potentially introduce any issues like that. Okay, so he hits us with an Avenger, so I think we can just... no, we don't want to play that. Because he'll just throw out a Vader towards us there, so we can just power that one. If we had the Annihilator, maybe that would have been the play there. I don't think this Kylo runs like Vigilance or restocks or anything like that. Now, it does run Shadowed Intentions. You can see it there. So what that means is we need to save an Entrenched, and we also need to resource as much as we can so that our Devastators will hit big. So yes, so Liam said on what I'm taking. I think so. I am taking one of two decks to the main event. And then you can see me here, Iden or Thrawn. I think I'm fairly set. Everyone else of my friends are taking like Cad, Sabine, Obi-Wan, that type of stuff. I need to be different from everyone else. They don't really rate any of my deck choices, I don't think. But, you know, we'll see who's right and who's wrong at the end of the tournament. They all most of them like just playing heroic. Some will only play heroic decks. They won't play villainy. All right, so the Vader. Well, let's annihilate the Vader and have a look what he's got in his hand. Okay. We know he's got no glory, but it won't. Well, it will work on the Iden. But we can have a look through his deck here. Okay, so he has no Shadowed Intentions. It is in the discard, so he only has 1. Yeah, so Liam says they've seen Scott tier. That's mine. So you're running Luke out. No, that's my Ray deck. The ones I'm talking about is for this deck would be Super Laser Blast. I've only got 3. Yeah, I've got one of them is foil in there, so that's one I need to borrow. I still need an Anakin because I've got 2 Anakins. I need to borrow a third one, and one of them is foil as well. So I really need to borrow 2. So they're the ones that I need to replace for my Thrawn deck. This one here. Okay, so we can just draw up. Do I want to draw Traitorous? Yes. Okay, we'll claim. We'll resource the Traitorous. We'll resupply Carrier. I'm trying to make our resources as big as possible because the Devastator will hit for however many resources I've got. Can he one-shot me with Kylo? Hopefully not. 33. That'll be a lot of upgrades. Yeah, so the Bad Dispatch did a Scott tier when they did their leader tier list, and then they always put the ones in that they don't play. Like, I think from this set, it was Rey, Kit Fisto, and Avar. So Liam says, if we're going to be playing Control, there should be plenty of Coke dealers in Vegas because you're going to need the energy. To be honest, I like it. Like I play it like that. in many tournaments, and that I just play the control. All my other friends are playing like Sabine, and they're done in 15-20 minutes. I'm going to like right at the end of each round, not even having a break between. So it's yeah, I like to play like that. It's fine. As long as I don't get caught in matches where my opponent is like playing like a super slow type thing and we end up just getting through one game only, that's a bit disappointing. Because I will play fast. You can see here, I kind of suspect what they're going to play, and then I'm already thinking, okay, I'm going to play that next. So what we can see he's done is his shadow intentions here, which means that I can't defeat it, okay? So what I can do is just entrench it. And if he doesn't have removal, he can't do anything. Can't hit base there. And we can just mill him out for the rest. Our Devastator will hit for a lot, though. Will hit for 15. Yeah, that's a lot of upgrades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 upgrades. Okay, Palpatine's return. All right, so let's annihilate the Avenger. See what he's got in hand. And what he's got in here. Yep. He'll power a dark side that. We can't hit the Kylo. Yeah, Kit's Ethos, right? Yeah. So I played a Luke earlier, I think maybe yesterday, and Luke Green, and I'm like, well, I can't destroy that. I just pass. And I entrenched Luke, and then he just immediately went out and played Kit Fisto's Ethos, right? And I'm like, wow, that's a good addition. That's a fighter. It's a fighter. It destroys the upgrade, so you can't block them with entrenched anymore. And I'm like, wow, that's a pretty cool addition. All right, so let's just mill him out again here. We can hit Kylo for 16, but he'll just power the Devastator. So yeah, I do like the Outer Sprite. My friend who plays, we can just vanquish that. He plays Luke and took it to second place at the Sydney PQ. He prefers Obi-Wan's Outer Sprite, but I think whenever I talk to him, because he upgrade killer on one, it might be good to split those two units. The other sprite is good against like the Vaders and that type of stuff. Yeah, so the value, it is a fighter, and yeah, it's all right. We'll just play, keep the Avenger on top. We'll just play the Inferno. All right, well, let's nuke Maul into orbit. 17 with that Devastator. Keep that on top, that on bottom. We'll claim. All right, well, he's base for 10 here. All right, well, let's hit Kylo for 17. Not enough. He'll barrage it, but then he's dead. It's a big barrage for 15. I don't think we took any damage this entire game, because he was just cycling cards. Like, I think in a vacuum, Kylo is a decent leader, but I think the earlier set 1 to 3, Kira, Iden, is just better. But once they're out of the picture, maybe Kylo becomes the best control leader. All right, let's move through to 4. Slowly pushing the win rate up on Iden on the leaderboard here. Where is Iden? 72.13. So not the greatest matches to watch, but this is Galactic's practice, and I think this is a good deck. Okay, this hand's interesting. Why it's interesting is that when you play these Force decks, if you can open up with the power of the dark side or a Merciless, you can brick their Force generation. But having said that, I've got no follow-up turn, so let's get rid of that one and try and get a Merciless or something. We didn't get it, but we did get an Entrench and Super Laser, and that's okay. All right, let's get rid of the Nebula and the Vigilance. Yeah, if you can stop them getting the Force token, it doesn't matter in villainy as much as get rid of the Perilous then. As heroic, but heroic with Ki-Adi-Mundi and that, you just do not want them to get the Force token early on, especially Han 2. You want to remove that first unit, stop it getting a Force token, because if they can turn to play Ki-Adi-Mundi and get another 2 cards, you are like getting behind. Okay, so Entrenched is, I think, too good not to get rid of. I think it might be a Merciless here, because we're going to play Childson here. So this guy is the Hoth Jedi. So were there any Jedis on Hoth? 2, 3, 4. Okay, we played Childson 6/6. Amazing that this is still one of the best sort of like control cards after all this time is Childson. Right, so it comes out as a 3/6. So we can sort of gatekeep if we need to here. Would have been really good to get like a resupply or something here. I'll get rid of the Snoke, just in case I do need to get that resupply carrier up to Super Laser Blast. I think we just take out the Scimitar here. He hasn't generated the Force token yet. I don't know what his hand has been like, but mustn't have been good. I'll try and gatekeep his leader. Yeah, that worked okay. All right, so we've got power. We can probably get rid of the Entrenched. Now, maybe the Pershing should have been better. We already got heaps of cards. That was probably greedy. The Entrenched is really good on Iden. All right, let's deploy. Okay. Kind of wish I'd kept that other. The other one now, the No Glory would have been really good. I'm going to hit his base. If he pops out Revan, we can just Rivals Fall it. Okay, he's going to pass. All right, well, let's play a resupply carrier. Right, now he gets his force token. Get rid of Pershing there. All right, I want to see what he does here. I want to hit into Revan. I've got no idea what's in his deck. All right. The suspicion it was going to be something like that. Yeah, big Chaos of War plays. Yeah, but like I've taken no damage, if that's the case. All right, let's claim Sith Holocron. All right, we can just Avenger that. Yeah, I don't know what this deck is. Like he's got 7 resources and just claimed. I'm not. This just seems like a you're just trying something. All right. I mean, we can Vigilance, or we can. Let's just draw a card. Yeah, we'll draw that. All right, let's get rid of the Perilous. All right, we'll just hit into the base. I don't think we need the restock in this game. So he claimed. I mean, we can defeat and shield if we need to. He's not in the Vader colors, so we don't need to worry about that. All right, so move on to 5-0. I don't know if that one really counted. Yeah, Liam says, watch that. Yeah, there'll be Darth Revan deck that wins Galactics. That's true. Just rubbish it, saying that don't know what it's trying to do, and then yeah, it'll just come out of nowhere and win. I'll end up 0-3 and then into Twin Suns pods inside events. All right, so now we've got another one of these Kylo Ren OTK 1-turn kill decks. Can it do 33 though? I don't think so. Not in one hit. So we'll try and get card draw or something here. Yeah, card draw and ramp is what we want. Get rid of the Perilous and get rid of Avenger. I want to keep that Annihilator. Yeah, respect to them playing it out. Yeah, so many times on here lately, always seems to be Boba players. I play them, and if I win, they'll always just like disconnect, and you have to wait the minute while while it counts down. I don't know why. It used to be rogue players in her Hearthstone, but yeah, in Hearthstone they used to like you used to have a certain amount of time for your turn, and they would just drag the time out. Okay. I think we'll lose the takedown. I think we're going to draw something here. Another resupply. Okay, well, at least this one's got a lot more units than that other one. All right, so we can claim. We can draw a card, then resupply, bring Iden out. There's so many good cards, like here now. All right, let's lose the blast. All right, let's resupply it. Salim says, speaking of Twin Sons, his group is going to do heroism, villainy, leader decks next week. Couple of options. Wanted to use Thrawn to get a good heroism when defeated. Don't know who to pair him with. I assume you're talking about the new Thrawn. In that case, I probably just deployed then. All right, let's claim. We need to kill this Kylo here. Or we can traitorous it. Get rid of that Vanquish. He's going to waylay it. Now we can deploy Iden. Let's start trying to claw back some health here. That on top, that on bottom. All right, let's claim. Get rid of rivals here. Drawn 4, double collecting K2 and Twin Sons. Yep, that would make you an enemy at the table. One of the ones, some of the ones I'm playing, Luke with new Luke, just jumped to light speed Luke, and Akbar. It's quite good. What else? All right, let's hit base. I think I'll just. Do I just heal 2 there? I think I'll just heal 2 and get my and on bottom, that on top. Get set for some of the big guys next turn. Yeah. Was it Luke, Akbar? I've also played Poe and Finn. Poe and Finn are really good because you can do the Finn, put the unit on, and then transform it to a shield. All right, so it's merciless, that one. Heal. And we'll kill that one as well. All right, Charlton is good just to block the Kylo. Kind of miss not having my Kranich, the 2/2, that makes the when defeated cheaper. So nice playing Annihilator for 10. All right, let's play our Charlton there. All right, we'll claim. I was just thinking that it'd be nice to hit our vigilance, and there it is. We'll just heal. Not going to discard. Don't want to give him more stuff that he's searching for. All right, let's claim. I want to look at his hand. I want to hit him with the Annihilator here. Okay, change of heart and constructed saber. And then, yeah. Okay. We're going to get changed of heart. What we can do is perilous position it. So current standard is Gar Snoke. Yeah. Well, Gar Tarkin is good. But I can see how Snoke would work as well. Because Snoke doesn't have the restriction of the Imperial trait. Right, so let's claim. All right, we'll power Karis. I'll hit his base for 10. He discarded the entrenched. Actually, just claim there. Get rid of the Pershing. Hit him for 10. He really needs an answer to this Annihilator. Only got 2 cards. We'll hit for 12 with the Devastator too. Can he hit for 20? Probably, actually, with the if he's got the Sith. We'll see. There's Sith holocrons. He doesn't run that because he's not red. Jetpack. Snapshot. That's 12. Alright, we'll claim. And we didn't attack with the snapshot. Oh, 1. He got it within one of us. Okay. So I think next time we have to like really prioritize health above everything else. That saying about Hearthstone, Hearthstone has a number of like OTK decks, and they are not fun to play against because there's not much minion interaction, and once that happens, sometimes you're just like, oh, okay, I know I've lost here. Like, as soon as you get the pieces, there's like little counterplay that I can do. So for those just joining, I am practicing for Galactics at the moment. So this is one of the decks that thinking about taking. I'm pretty sure I'm taking blue-green. Just depends whether it's blue-green Thrawn, blue-green Iden, blue-green Rey. I'll probably give Rey another go before Galactics and see. He didn't want to play us, that player. Okay, Sabine yellow. That'll be a good test because this will be wide and in space, which this deck is very good at singular big units, but not so much wide ones. So let's see how it goes. So we're not going to mulligan because we've got some answers in space here. He has the initiative too. So we'll see what he plays first. It's like an A-wing or something. I may be tempted just to Merciless. Alright. No, actually. Let's put that on bottom. Put the Charleston on top. It's not too bad in blocking Sabine on the ground. Just hoping to get another three drop there. All right, let's hit him for 2 there. Interesting if he does ping here. All right, so we'll claim. Bit laggy Petronaki tonight. So we should be able to restore. Hopefully we'll get another. We can make Charlton a 6-6 here. It's not going to be a 6-6. It's going to be a 5-5. All right, let's get rid of the Merciless. I think I like the Traitorous as the next turn play. We're not going to reveal it to him. But this Inferno is going to be able to take out the A-Wing. All right, let's heal. Could be a wing leader on this Sabine. All right, let's reveal. We don't have to worry about ECL, but we do have to worry about wide space with this Sabine. Here we go, the Falcon. We can claim. Falcon's not a bad one to Traitorous. All right, let's get rid of one of these no glories. Here he is. If he keeps the Falcon out, he'll be paying 1 for it, so he'll be on 4. If we Traitorous it, it's, yeah, not great for him. It's like pay 1 and, yeah. Pay 1 and give us your unit. Yeah, that's interesting. He's probably got a... No, he can't even play Cassian out. We'll heal. That's a K2, yeah. All right, I think we claim here because we can no glory the K2, make him discard a card, and also drop out our Iden. All right, some more great cards here. Wow, we are spoilt for choice. Probably a takedown. So we can play a Charlton next turn, or at least the Vigilance. We'll make him discard a card here. We'll pay 1, keep the Falcon running. All right, so no glory on K2. We'll make him discard. Okay, Spec Force. Kind of gatekeeping his space too. So we're in a pretty good position here. Bamboozle. Does that give him back his Falcon? Yes. Gives him back the Traitorous though. All right, I think we're okay hitting the K2. Right, he'll claim. All right, we don't need the resupply. All right, let's hit the Falcon. Put that on bottom. Let's keep it entrenched as an emergency kind of like stop. All right, I think we defeat and heal that Falcon. He's got 2 cards, we've got 5. Well, we've got better top end units. So let's hit Cassian. And then next turn we'll just drop the Snoke. All right. Okay, we can get rid of Pershing here. We've got a few plays. I haven't seen any wing leaders yet. This could be a wing leader. No, it's a fleet lieutenant. It's going to go straight into base. Drop the Snoke down. Okay, he's going to hit us with the Ahsoka. So you can have... You can have a Childson now, it's fine. You'll tap our unit, we'll claim, we'll hit the... yep. So Liam says that wing leader feels too slow and vulnerable against control. I probably disagree with part of that. Wing leader is a great against control in the sense that it blocks power of the dark side. So if you A-wing and then wing leader straight away, they can't power the dark side because they're only hitting you 2-1, and your A-wing's just going to keep hitting for 5. So in certain matchups, wing leader I think is good. Getting it late is not good. All right, so how's our stats going? Oh, we just tipped over 100 wins on Iden now, so we're at 100 to 18, 84.75. And how are we going on the leaderboard for Iden? Are we pushing it up the list there? 430, 72.33, which I think is the highest win rate of the ones there so far. Yep. All right, so got 3 games to go. Let's see. Had a bit of a mix of games so far. We've had some Sabine that we had there. We've had some Gar. I don't remember too much of the other matchups. So we've had a couple of Kylos, I think. They were Kylo Yellow and then Kylo Green. And then this will be a hard matchup. This one here, the Sabine ECL, the classic one. And this deck is built very greedy. So it's not a great matchup, put it that way. Okay, so I like the power in first turn to play it like that. So let's try something. Let's try that approach. So we're not going to mulligan. Be great if we had a Childson, but we don't. So we can get rid of Nebula Ignition. And I think the resupply carrier. We'll save the Vigilant. So yeah, we'll claim. He didn't ping. Okay. He should have pinged then because I claimed like there's no issues pinging. Like Sabine's masterpiece, is that's what it is? Oh, blue leader. All right, so let's claim. We have to be very careful here of Chewbacca. Hey, Salush. Oh, no, not Chewbacca, because we've now got a... what's he doing? Flame. So we'll go resupply and then we'll have a Traitorous. It kind of gives us a bit of protection against the Chewbacca play. All right, so let's resupply. All right, so let's claim. All right, so what can we do here? We can Vigilance, the blue leader, heal 5, heal 1 from Iden, then pop Iden out. It seems pretty good. Keep the rivals in case he dark sabers the Sabine. Does that mean that Traitorous goes? I think so, because the chances he's going to play Chewbacca now is not high because we're going to remove his ship. So Salush, we're playing another deck that I'm considering taking to Worlds. I think I'm taking blue-green, but just what flavor. Whether or not it's Thrawn, whether it's Iden, or whether it's Rey. All right, so he'll be able to hit us. We could potentially see... So here is Wing Leader. So we talked a little bit about Wing Leader that last game. He hit Iden. Why would you hit Iden? I was going to... Yeah. All right, we'll take out that one. Okay. So should we just tech? We take rivals out and just power the dark side. Yeah, I think keeping tech was probably wrong there because he's still got the ECL and he can just drop out Wrecker. If he drops Wrecker out here, we just claim and blast. Okay, so he doesn't. All right, so now we can just claim. We can just blast here, which will get us 2 life back. And if he fills the board again, we do have another blast, and we've also got our Snoke now. Okay, so a no glory would be really good. He's changing his ordering then so that he gets the extra ping damage with the Fighters for Freedom into K2. All right, let's get rid of the Entrenched. We'll do another Super Laser. So we will have the Annihilator next turn. Let's see what he plays. Okay. All right, so let's claim. We can annihilate that. Let's get rid of the Child. I'm trying not to play anything on the ground because he still has ECL. So he's got Wrecker. Yeah, he's got all those Wreckers. All right, let's heal. This is where a barrage would be really good. Yep. We may have to blast here. Because if we hit, we're going to be too close, I think. Keeps getting those the K2s. I think that's his third one now. Heal. We're in trouble if he, yeah, flame. Problem is that he can just, we know that he's got the wreckers, so we're in a lot of trouble here. In the sense that I can't just... All right, let's take that out. Yeah, the wreckers are gatekeeping us here, basically. Because a wrecker will come in and do 4 over the top of that, which will kill us. Need some space. Yeah. Very difficult, this matchup. Yeah. So we'll play this, but he'll throw the wrecker out next. But yeah. So this is where the sideboard would come into this, and we would have top targets and things like that. But still, it's a tough matchup. All right, so that's our first loss in the Sabine ECL. Not an easy matchup. We did much better in the Sabine yellow, but we had a look at his hand, and because he had those wreckers there and he hadn't used ECL, I couldn't deploy the Snoke. Otherwise, we would have lost the match then. If we had deployed the Snoke, maybe had a chance on that. But yeah, looking through it, yeah, I'm not sure what we could have done much better on that one. Maybe try and keep Iden alive a bit later. Force him to use the ECL. Thankfully, the Han2s should gatekeep a lot of the Sabines, I think. A lot of the force throw decks, playing turn 1 Grogu and then just start damaging that might do pretty well against that. Okay, so we've got plenty of removal, so we're not going to mulligan. The key with the Qui-Gon one is you just can't let the board sort of snowball, and you have to be wary of the card hate in this one. So if they play an Ahsoka, you have to be able to hit it straight away. So that's why I'm going to keep both of these takedowns. All right, so it's claim, and you have to also stop this sort of Jedi Temple stuff. All right, let's get rid of the Snoke. Take care of the Consular. This sneak attack. All right, claim. It's pretty cool. He's going to be able to bounce that back to his hand. All right, well, let's just play a big Charleston and see what he's got. It's a pretty cool combo, that. Eth Koth with the sneak attack. Comes in, attacks, and bounces back the hand. Pretty cool. I'd say, I think Vanquish Dodonna attack with Annihilator, put him on 1 turn clock. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I should have just pushed it on that side of things. I could have 1 turn. Yeah, I was on 25 though, I thought. And yeah, I think maybe that was the path to winning. All right, let's claim. All right, we can traitorous that. That seems pretty good. Get rid of one of these takedowns now. Oh, CJ just said he just let it die to ramp. Yeah. Did he let it die? No, I don't think he did. He bounced it back to his hand. No? Oh, no, he got ramped into his resources. Okay. All right, so we have to kill this so he doesn't bounce it back. All right, let's hit the base for 3. All right, we'll claim. We've got the rivals for Qui-Gon. Lots of rivals. All right, we'll take Qui-Gon out here. Heal up. He's going to play a Ewing reinforcements. May get a Kylo Ren back. And then play something else out. That's probably a worst case scenario. If it is, I think we just claim and wipe out Kylo Ren before. Yeah, okay. He's going to hit us with Soak Up. Give him a takedown. All right, we can hit base because his lead is not active at the moment. I just want to kill this Ahsoka because I don't want it bouncing. All right, we can get this rivals out of the way now. So we're in kind of not the easiest position here. But if long as we can stop the Kylo Rens and the big, home ones, it's kind of not what we don't want to see. It's the home ones. Right, we'll heal because he has got the force. He'll be able to bounce it back, play something else. Okay, well. Super Laser Blast is good. We need some of our Star Destroyers and that here. All right, so let's take that out before he starts his bouncing. Hit base there as well. All right, we'll claim. Things are getting dicey now. All right, so we have to kill this blue leader. Yeah, it's these green-white decks. Sometimes it's kind of like the bane of this deck. Straight out with an Ahsoka. Okay. All right, well. Well, I think we have to claim, but he's going to be able to bounce it back up. Just got out of control. Well, All right. Does he not bounce? Yeah, still in a rough spot because he's got the Falcon. That's at least 3. Kylo Ren, yeah. So kind of the bane of these decks is the green white. The bane of Iden specifically. I don't really have a problem with the Thrawns one, but the Iden has a definite problem with green white because of the home ones, the U-Wings, the Kylo Rens, and that kind of thing. All right, so let's claim. We basically have to defeat heal on that one. We have to claim. You'll bring out the Falcon. And we're going to need Devastator. No, now we're dead. A Nebula Ignition or a Super Laser Blast is what we need here. He should not be using the Force. He should be bouncing one of those back. The Kylo specifically, yeah. Because that's all you got to do. You just keep playing the Kylo Ren, and you can beat these control decks with Qui-Gon. But I have to say that Qui-Gon is really bad into a lot of other things. So that is that one. You got us on that one. All right, one more game. What would I pack into the side to deal with green-white? Yeah. Regional Governor, maybe. It's a really tough matchup. I think you're better off trying to avoid it. Like, if you can get your big ships out and they can't get an answer to it, that's one way. But especially Qui-Gon, because he gets into that loop. Han2 Green's tough, but Qui-Gon is really tough because it has that loop engine. And if you can't deal with it, then you're in trouble. All right, so the last one is Boba Green. So Boba Green's not an easy matchup either because of the bombardments and all the indirect damage. Because I don't have a ton of units. So this will be an interesting matchup. Oh, he disappeared. So we've got one more in our set of 10. And I do want to show you the Thrawn changes I've made at the end. Okay, so we've got another Kylo. So do we keep this? Let's try and get a Pershing because we know this game's based on card draw. Okay, ramp's okay. We're going to keep the entrenched. Get rid of that one. And we'll get rid of that one because we'll keep this in case he plays a Super Laser Tech. All right, let's get rid of Perilous. We'll just resupply it. Claim. He should hit the Super Laser Tech. He does. Otherwise, we would have taken it. Nebula Ignition can go. All right. Yes, we like the rivals for Kylo, and we'll put Pershing on the bottom. We're going to play our resupply carrier. He got us again. Yeah, well, no, why didn't you kill your tech? There we go. Okay. Let's get rid of one of them. All right, sit in the base. I resupply carrier ourselves. So we're tapped out. Okay, he's going to play a Ray unit. All right, so let's deploy. We'll kill the Pershing. Wow, he's popped Kylo out. Okay. If we have a super laser blast, he would be in trouble here. Like, all right, we'll claim. We get rid of one entrenched. I guess what's coming could be Vader. So if I kill Rey, we're most likely going to get Anakin next. There's no point in entrenching. But I think we're okay with that. You can Anakin, we can deal with that. Give it two because he's going to hit with Pershing. Right, we can claim. We'll take Anakin out. He's had so much card draw, like that Pershing's been out the entire game. All right, we'll claim. All right, let's get rid of the entrench so we can do two things here. Is he going to tap? Okay. All right, we'll take out more. Like, I mean, what does his top end look like? He's got 33 cards left. We want to see like a Vader or something so that we can hit our annihilators into Vader. All right, let's get in there. We'll do some drawing. We'll take the blast, put that on bottom. Let's defeat and mill. Have I tried the new trilogy format? Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, I want to try it. I think we'll try it after Galactics. I think there'll be a tournament or two after that. All right, it's passed. We can blast this. He can't have too many units because he's got so many upgrades in his deck. All right, we'll claim. Does he play a unit with it? Yes. All right, we'll rivals the mall. He just keeps drawing cards, so he must have a restock in his hand, in his deck. Otherwise, why would you keep drawing? Third Anakin. 1, 2, 3. Third Anakin, 2 raise, 1 Vader, 1 more. All right, let's claim. That's perfect. The Annihilator. Take care of that Vader and the other Vader that he has, hopefully, in his deck. Yeah, he has no restocks. No. This game, I think, is over. He's spinning gears, looking for a finish. Like, yeah, he can't win this now. He deployed Kylo like super early when it was, yeah. All right, so there we go. 8-2 is what we finish up with Iden. We lost 1 to Sabine ECL and 1 to another green-white deck, which was the Qui-Gon one. So not bad. Not bad deck. So this is the other one. I just want to run 1 or 2 games with this one. So this is one we're playing the other night, which is the Thrawn Data Vault. The changes. So someone left a comment on the video saying, "Why aren't I using like Lothwolf?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know why I'm not using Lothwolf because it's free with Cobb Vanth and it makes Anakin, uh, -6, -6. Cobb Vanth, 10 cards deep, twice. You almost like you hit them very regularly, and it has made quite a difference. So let's jump on to that one and play a game or two and see how it's a little bit different to what I played the other night. I think this was the Sabine player. Marco, this is the Sabine ECL player that beat us. So maybe we get some revenge. Now, I do like the power of the dark sides versus the Obi-Wan in particular. We're not going to mulligan. It's a shame we don't have initiative. So the Devastator goes. I think the Entrench goes. All right, so let's drop our Warrior. All right, we can get rid of the Annihilator. What else? We put the Devastator and Annihilator. We have to remember we've got 2 of each in there. Right, so he's activating the Force. So we can... Let's run in and double draw. Didn't really get what we're after. So let's power one of those away. Because what he'll do is he'll put an experience on that one. No, he's going to claim. Okay, so we'll keep the timely in our hand for the Vader. Yes, he is using the rare base, the 25 one. He's going to Shadow Point. Wow, that's interesting. He Shadow Pointed our Night Sister Warrior. I've already lost the Devast. I'm hesitant to lose these, but then I want to keep the timely to have it at a decent time if I get the Vader, rather than waiting to 8. So I think I'll get rid of a Devastator. Because one of these only cost me 1. Alright, so he hits with Maz. Right, we want to hit Maz before he puts an experience on Maz. Put the Inferno out as well. Now, the Chimera will trigger that twice. Is that worth it? I think the Super Laser Tech goes the bottom. No, I kind of want like a barrage or something here. He's playing like a Sabine player. Yeah. Well, he was the Sabine player that we played before. Okay, we can get rid of a timely here. We've got a Loth Cat. Which will drop for 4. We would have 2 left here. We can get an Anakin. It's tough here because I want to kill this one. Yeah, I think I hit into Obi-Wan, do 1 there and 1 there for -1. So -1 there. And -1 there. Krennic can kill Obi-Wan and then Thrawn can come out. Get this right. So we hit there. We hit there. We didn't get our Anakin. That's what we're hoping for, was the Anakin there. He hits a U-Wing. Probably okay. He's probably looking for a Chirrut. It's not good. Again, these green-white decks seem to be the bane of existence at the moment, because either way here, we're not in a good spot. We can play Owen for free. We could timely Owen in for 1 and try and get a so it could be ambush in. What we're gonna do is try and get like an Anakin. Because we know Anakin hits for -6. And we'll trigger again and get another Anakin. Now what we can do is take out Chirrut. We got double villain. We got villainy and we got heroic. And take out Chirrut. And then we can take out Obi-Wan. We take out Maz. And there we go. How is that for a board clear? That was pretty cool. Not out of the woods yet, because we are playing this sort of blue-green heroic. Let's get rid of the commando there. All right, let's hit the console up. All right, let's fire twice. That on bottom. Cobb Vanth would have been great earlier on. All right, put Avenger on top, put that on bottom. All right, do we need power anymore? Probably not. We've got Anakin that can do quite a lot of damage. All right, let's hit into Yaddle. See what he's going to play. What is that? A Luke. Okay. Well, we can Avenger the Luke. So much toolboxing. Are you saying, Killjoy, are you saying I have toolboxing? That's what I'm saying with this deck, with the Cobb Vance and all that type of stuff. It's pretty fun. Like, you can sort of get your way out of trouble sometimes. All right, we have to resource here. Get the power out of the way. All right, we hit base at 5. Gonna Shatter Point. All right, let's put both of those on top. They're really good draws. All right, let's play Owen out. And we'll heal and give a shield to Chimera. Yeah, digging deep for all the tools. Yeah, I was getting out of jail with that Owen Lars, I think. Let's hit base for 5. All right, well, we'll take the Vader. We'll trigger again. We'll take the Warrior. And now with the Vader, we'll be able to timely intervention. The Vader. We'll give a shield there, and ambush into Obi-Wan for a clear. And drop out the Night Sister. So, yeah, this deck's pretty cool for toolbox stuff. It's very weak into space, though. That's the only problem. All right. So we got our revenge on the Sabine player. As you can see, bit of toolboxing. The Lothwolf, we actually paid for 4, which kind of worked out in the sense that, you know, it made Anakin a super unit. But normally you would try and get it out with the Cobb Vanth, but we didn't get those early draws that you were hoping to get there. All right, let's jump in again. All that for 5 damage. Yeah, Owen Lars is such a great card as well. Owen, the Night Sister Warriors, they kind of make this deck. I really like Desperate Commando as well, especially against these Force decks with the 2/4s, because it does trade into them. Yeah, Super Rider says Kylo's too much of a one-trick pony. I agree. It's unless you get some better upgrades in that in the future, It is a one trick pony there. Do I take 2 timelies out? Yeah, let's put them in the row. All right, so this is where we play the Desperate Commando so that I can take Karis out first turn. All right, this time I'll keep a timely. May force throw us here, actually. So here we can run into Karis, double trigger against these 2/4s that people play. Now it's very good for that, and we can play the tech out. It powered our tech. Wow, that's very good for us. Okay, do I put the timely away now that I know? Oh, he doesn't want to play. Okay. All right, let's go again. Hopefully we'll get a longer game than that one. Okay, Quinlan. So what's the secret against Quinlan? It's the card draw and surviving sort of that 5th resource, 6th resource sort of turns. So this is okay. It's not great. It's okay in the sense that we've got some ramp. But we've got no card draw. That's a little bit concerning. So hopefully we'll draw into some card draw. Barrages are not great against Quinlan. All right, let's put our Inferno. Let's put that at bottom. We'll take the warrior. Some card draw. He was for sure sideboarding. Which one? The one that quit early. All right, so I think we're going to go. We're going to go tech, and then that'll take us to 5 resources. Let's get rid of Commando. Commando would have been great early on against the L3. All right, let's play a tech out. All right. We might as well put the 2 damage in. We're not gonna. Nothing's gonna make too much of a difference there. We don't play the we don't play traitorous or things like that. Let's just take this one out. You'll probably play an Ahsoka. But I still had that Desperado Commando. I probably would have played the Warrior there. For that reason. All right. Claim. Not in the best spot. Especially when he's probably got force throws in that here as well. All right, entrenched is good. We get entrenched on our Thrawn. Let's take out 0.5. Okay, Grogu. I'm trying to keep 2 cards because he may have a force throw here. All right, let's claim. Actually, that was a mistake. Hang on. Can I undo that? Okay, so I forgot that I had the... Oh, no, I didn't. It's not this. It wasn't this game. It was last game that I had all the timelies. I thought I had a timely, and I was like, why am I just timelying that? Right, so let's claim. Yeah, we're not in the best spot. Put the bottom. Please give us like a overwhelming barrage. Be good. There we go. Overwhelming barrage. Do 9 so we can take out. Let's get rid of the Chimera there. We can take out red 5. I think the Grogu, because the Grogu is just going to tap us down. Oh, hang on. Sorry. It is so laggy. All right. It is so laggy. Like it's 4 and then 5. That's where Carabas is a bit better for when you're doing the damage. It's much, much faster. There we go. Right, surprise strike into 2. All right, we double draw there, so we'll hit the Quinlan. I'll play the Owen out. Pass. Not the greatest position. Yeah, so Liam said he's money switched to Carabas now, less lag. That's true. He has like a Han or something here. It's not great. You have not been able to stabilize this game. What really helps is we haven't seen a Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vamps are really good at stabilizing the game out. Yeah, he's going to be able to hit both here. And we didn't hit a force unit. I'll have to block that one for now. Oh, well, Speaking of Cobb Vanth, we do hit it now, but kind of at that stage where we need a super laser blast. We will have four from the brute. But it would have been nice if this was a card draw unit, not okay, we're not going to double that. Hopefully play something big out here. And Ardy. Okay, well, I think we have to play that out. Right, we'll try and double that. We might play a Cassian out. No. Yeah. You need the... I think in this matchup, I probably should have mulliganed. I think you need the Cobb Vance and some of that Kranich and some of the early play. Or even Desperado Commando would have been good. Wow, this is laggy as... Like I'm refreshing the page there and it's... What would we need here? We'd need an Avenger would be really good. I think I'll swap over to Carabast. See, that's terrible. That's a terrible draw on that one. Because he's probably got a Han or something like that. This deck does have a lot of card draw and that you saw in the earlier games, but we didn't under pressure in this one from the start. All right, well, we have to claim. We could draw an Anakin, and Anakin will like chop both of those as well. Which we missed when we drew when Owen died. He didn't hit anything. Yeah. All right, well, can heal. This is a bit what it's like against Quinlan, or sometimes you just kind of get caught with the bit of hand hate and just the constant pressure. And the like Ahsoka's, things like that. We still haven't hit a Vader would be good. A Vader would sort of help us to get out a little bit. All right, let's claim. I think he tapped his own unit there. He didn't attack. I think it doesn't matter anyway. No. All right. This game's over. All right, let's jump across the Carabas because that was like... That is painfully slow. All right, now Hera ECL. I don't expect to see many of these at Galactics. All right, let's keep. So this is kind of what we would have been good against our last opponent. So let's take out that and the Super Laser Blast. Because we would have either went Desperate Commando or the Night Sister Warrior. Either one would have been good. The Desperate Commando would have cleared the Crafty Smuggler. All right, let's pass. All right, resource the Avenger, just because the timely with Vader will be very good against this deck. Did he just claim twice in a row? All right. Okay, we'll get rid of the Devastator. We'll see if they play unit. If they don't, like, I don't know what they're doing. All right, so we'll hit Cobb Vanth in there. Cobb Vanth allows us to go 10 deep, so we'll get the Krennic. And we'll trigger it again. We'll get the Warrior. Liam says I can't remove his units if he doesn't play any. Yeah. All right, so let's play Krennic out. The Night Sister Warrior. Krennic will allow us to play that for free. We might as well entrench the Warrior and take out Kanan there and pass. Let's get rid of the Commando because we can barrage this turn. So he's going to traitor us. So I think we're okay with that. I want to double draw, so I'm going to run into it. Shame we didn't have that no glory before. Now we're the ones that does not have anything to play. Right, we'll get rid of Krennic. It's unfortunate we didn't draw the Lothwolf with Cobb Vanth. When we went 10 cards twice, so 20 cards deep, we didn't hit one. All right, so Hera with ECL. We'll see what we've got in store. Okay, Zeb, that's pretty cool. We've got 2 cards from Owen, so look at our hand. Right, let's take out Grand Admiral Thrawn. Can barrage when Hera comes out. So Hera is a 4/6. I wish they'd made a 4/7. Like 4/7 is like the bare minimum at the moment for. Okay, passes. So we'll just take out Zeb. Okay. All right, so Thrawn DV. Bo-Katan blue. So probably expect upgrades and a lot of pinging. Okay, this seems good. We've got the good opening, which is Krennic into Owen. Annihilator can go. Let's keep the Vader combo. Hopefully we draw into something. Fortunately, that Sabine's going to be able to kill our Krennic. Well, we don't have a play here. We'll see what he does. Okay. Just claim. All right, we'll play the Night Sister Warrior. All right, let's trigger again, try and get something. Wow, we missed both times for force units. It's not as deep, the Owen. We don't have a huge amount of force, so occasionally it will double miss like that. Like our force units are Vader, Anakin, and these Night Sister Warriors. All right, let's claim. All right, we do have another Owen. All right, let's get rid of the vigilance. Take the shield off. Trigger again. Not the greatest pulls. All right, let's keep the vigilance on top and put that on bottom because we are going to timely Vader the Bo-Katan. All right, let's claim. We are getting murdered a little bit at the moment. All right, let's defeat, heal. Deploy. All right, we'll claim. Take a lot of damage. That on top, that on bottom. Take a lot of damage, but we do have Vader. Vader's a great catch-up mechanic in these colors. All right, Sabine hitting for a lot. Let's claim. We'll have to kill the Sabine. Okay, we'll claim so we can avenge the Luke. And get rid of the blast now. Send the Owen in to just get our Restore 2 going. We'll claim. All right, we can kill the Ketsu. With Anakin, it was only -3, not the full -6, but all right. Let's claim Devastator on that one. Played the Armorer with the Darksaber. Okay, well, we'll just claim. No glory, that one. All right, so there we go. That's not really reflective of what's going to be at Worlds, but it's a tough match for that color because they go high vertically and you can just play one card and 2 for 1. All right, so Boba Green. So this will be last match, but what we want is lots of units, basically. This is okay. We'll keep. We keep power. Keep power. Because I was thinking Onyx Brute into Commando with the Owen next turn 2. But no glory is so good against their when defeateds. But the power is so good against Boba. Oh, we'll try that. Because they play that 0-4 chip. All right, not this time. All right. Play Owen out first. Use the open fire. Okay. Entrenched is really good. It's kind of awkward. All right, let's entrench our Owen. We'll just have to remove whatever ship he plays each time. All right, let's claim. I think he's got a bad hand is what I had. So KO card says, super hype. I never get to say thank you for all you do live. Have you put any more work into Kylo? Not yet. Not yet. After Galactics, I'll be playing whatever mix, normally off meta type decks. I'm just trying to practice what I'll potentially be taking to Galactics at the moment. But yeah, Kylo. I think Kylo Green's the way to go. Kylo Yellow's the 1-turn kill, which is not really my style at all. Okay, wow. His hand is the same as mine by the looks of it. All right, we'll take that. We'll trigger again. Get rid of that so he can't at least drop onto it. Yes, I've seen Seasoned Fleet Admiral in a few lists. Liam, couple of like the blue green, like Obi style decks and that. I think it's pretty good. I mean, the Lothwolf is okay. It will block. Maybe put a Vader down. Yeah, okay, let's put the Lothwolf here. We claim. We can take out the Maul. We may play a Devastator. Yeah. We can no glory that one. You know why his hand is bricky, Scotty? No? Why is his hand bricky? Am I playing against someone I know? All right, no glory. Bombardment. Okay. Timely away. Oh, DV instead of green 30. Exactly. Yep. I know what you're talking about there. Okay. Let's draw. I want to save the Vader. I want to defeat and heal. Play a Cold Vanth and a Night Sister. We can put Timely away. This doesn't work for Boba. Yes. Yes, we know that. That's all right. I'm gonna annihilate this one. Take him out of his deck. All right, that's it. Yeah, so what we're saying there with Boba, when we did some testing for the last PQ, CJ realized that 30 was a much better consistent base for Boba rather than DV. We played tons of games, and yeah, we worked out that the 30 was a lot better. So, all right, before my voice goes, I think I'll jump off there. So that is the Thrawn list of where I'm up to. Not perfect yet, but getting there as well. So I think there's something to it. Especially if you get the early draws. It's really good against Han, which is a large portion of the meta at the moment. So yeah, still got some work to do and no sideboard at the moment. But Lothwolf, Cold Vanth, when you get them out, you're doing well. It's 62 cards as well, so probably need to trim that. So, all right, well, thanks everyone, and I will catch you next time.